engineering. So this is famous job role actually. Okay, the major anything you do, we have to play around the data. Nowadays we are playing with the data inside the cloud. We are playing. There is reason this is the emerging role. Most of the companies looking for a lot of engineers who has a skill set of cloud data engineering. Cloud data engineering. So we have the cloud data engineering. Earlier, if it takes few years back, we used to have the word called as only data engineering. Only data engineering we have it. So people who are working with the data using or on-premise data, on-premise servers, on-premise hardware, infrastructure. Those people are data engineers generally we'll call it as. For example, you have your own infrastructure. Let's say you have your own CPUs, okay, or you have your own admins to install the things, to configure things. Then that infrastructure we are using and we are trying to do the data engineering, then your normal data engineer. And cloud data engineering means we are going to take the help of some cloud, and within that cloud we'll do the data engineering. We are not bothered about installing X software, Y software, Z software, and maintenance of the X software, Y software, and Z software. Those all things we are least bothered about it. Least bothered about it. Those people are called as cloud data engineers. In this cloud data engineering, majorly we have three providers. We have it. One is using Azure. We are going to do the cloud data engineering. Using the Azure stack, we are going to do the cloud data engineering. Second, we are going to do the Amazon Web Services. Third, we are going to do the GCP. We are going to do it. So these are the majorly three cloud data engineering roles are available. If you put your CV, then you have to put, okay, I'm a cloud data engineering. I did or I worked with the cloud called as Azure Cloud or Amazon Web Service Cloud or GCP Cloud. You have to tell it. Suppose you are saying as today you are going to learn about Azure Cloud Data Engineering. In my course, we are going to cover this piece. We are going to cover Azure Cloud Data Engineering. We are going to cover. So as part of the Azure Cloud Data Engineering, we have so many um, skills we needed. So many skills we needed. Those all skills I would like to list out one by one. One of the thing we have to know is first thing is fundamentals of Azure. That means how to open the Azure. Those all things you need to know. Okay, basics of Azure. First, how to enter into the Azure. Okay, and how to create a thing something. Those things you need to know. Fundamentals of Azure or basics of Azure you need to know. Now, second, as part of the this course, Azure Cloud Data Engineering, second course is we are going to learn about Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory, we are going to learn about it. Now, third one we are going to know about is we need the ADB actually, Azure Data Bricks we required. In order to do the Azure Data Bricks, we need to have the knowledge on Spark. In order to know the Spark, we need to have the knowledge on Python. Okay, and entire big data stack. As we need the entire big data stack knowledge, we are going with the Linux. Linux is required for the basic commands to understand because end of the day, all our servers are going to be installed inside the Linux only. Now, HDFS Hadoop file system, we are going to know about it. What is Hadoop file system? Next is available Hive warehouse, Hive data warehouse, how to create it, we are going to know about it, and how to query the things, we'll be knowing it. Then we'll be going for Scoop, okay, to convert or to get the data from one database to other database, how to get it, we are going to know about it. Next, we are going to know about basic level of Python, basic level of Python, as well as we are going to know about advanced level of Python. We are going to learn about it. Advanced level of Python, we are going to learn about it. Now, we are going to know about Synapse. Azure Synapse. Here we have the ADF. Then similar to that one, we have here Azure Synapse is available. Okay, what we are going to do with that one, we'll be knowing about it. Next one is we are going to know about Azure Databricks, ADB. So these are the 10 fundamental courses we are going to know as part of the cloud data engineering. Cloud data engineering, as part of that, we are going to know these are the 10 topics we are going to know about it. Is it clear what we are going to know? Very high level.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So now today we need to start with something called as basics of Azure. We are going to start, and I will be following the same order I will be following, and I will be covering these things. And we have the freedom. I have one more batch is available after your class. 1 hour you have to take the break. Then one more batch is there. So in that batch, I will be starting different topics. I will be starting. I mean to say, there I may be starting from Linux onwards. At the moment, suppose someone is feeling like, okay, I want to complete the course very quickly, then you can able to attend 7 o'clock one topic in one batch, and 9 o'clock another topic in another batch you can able to attend, so that you will able to finish the course instead of 2.5 months of time. 2.5 months of time, you can able to complete maybe 45 days, like that you can able to complete it. All these topics together is going to take the duration 2.5 months it is going to take it. Okay, 2 months, 15 days it's going to take. Okay, in order to short this one, then we have the alternate approaches. We have to go for other batch also, you have to listen parallelly. Okay, every day I will be uh, sending the messages in the WhatsApp groups, what topics are going in the 7 o'clock, what topics are going in the 9 o'clock, like that. So that we can wherever whichever topic is freshly it is starting, that fresh the day one whenever it's starting, you can continue over there. Okay. Now, so I think we are good enough with this introduction. Okay, let us go and try to start with the first thing first, that is basics of Azure. We can go on, we can start it. Okay, so let us go for the basics of Azure. Right. Now I'm in the cloud data engineering. Let's go to the notebooks. So we are in the notebooks now. Let us go and try to see here. We have something called as ADF 01 copy data tool is available. Click on this one. So if you want to do the copy from one place to another place, what you have to do, that's what the meaning. Before that, we have something called as storage account. We have it. Okay, what is storage account? Then what is blob? Okay, then we need to go for remaining things, right? Like, okay, first topic here, we need to go for storage account. First topic here, we need to go for storage account. Now tell me something, why you are paying money to cloud? Why you are paying money to cloud? Why we are paying money to cloud provider?
for data storage and
Okay,
maintenance.
yeah. Do you know how to split the how to split the bill? How to split the bill?
We,
So
we
the
are
bill is, yeah,
we are
we
we
are,
are using the services. That's why.
yeah, right. We're using services. That's right. Now the services bill we can. divide into two build style you can divide. One is storage, second is computation. How much data we are storing, based on that one they'll give some bill they are going to give it. Then how much computation you are using, then they're going to give some bill that they are going to give the total amount we are going to say it. So if I say how they are splitting the bill is how much data you're storing in the inside the cloud. Now, computation is nothing but we are using the running process, right? Some process you're running, some process you're running. Let's say I have data in one simple plot file, I have the data, Excel file, I have the data, I want to store into the SQL database. It has to move from plot file to SQL database, some process need to run. That is called as computation. Okay, that computation is uses the resources like RAM, processor, network, n number of resources backend it is going to use it. Those all things together we call it as computation. So storage is the one major bill, second is computation is the second major bill. These two things, if we sum up, we are going to get a total, we are going to get it. Okay, so if we can able to split the bill now into two ways, one is storage and second is computation. Now we'll talk about more what do you mean by storage. What do you mean by storage? How we are going to store the data? How we are going to store the data? Suppose I given one normal file to you, your resume, for example. You are putting in your resume inside the somewhere. Suppose this PC somewhere in the C drive. You are putting it. It is going to occupy some space in the C drive, right? If you see my hard disk, total my hard disk now as a size of the C drive. If you go and try to observe, I have here 92.7 GB free of 391 GB. And here something I have here new volume, and that is E drive. We have the 84.6 GB free. Sorry, out free of 84.6 GB, free is 54.9 GB. So I think total together is I have actually is around 500 GB hard disk it is. How much storage max I have? How much max storage I have? 500 GB is the total what I have. So I can able to store the 500 GB worth of files. I can able to store it. Each file, whatever you are storing, that has its equivalent memory points are available. This is what the size is. What you are seeing it. What how much size it is there. That much bills you are going to pay. That much bills you are going to pay to the cloud provider. This is your mission. At a time you paid some amount and you purchased this CPU. Now, in case of cloud, we're not going to pay for hardware total money, right? How much you're storing, that much every month rental we are paying. Every month rental we are paying. There's reason storage is nothing but saving your data. The data may be something like these files or something like okay, one big database you're storing, anything it may be. Okay, some way we are trying to store our data. Where you are storing the data, where you are storing the data, how you can able to start storing. If you want to start storing means you need to have something called as storage account. We should have it. Should have what account? Should have what account?
Storage account.
Storage account. We should have it. If you have storage account, then only you can go and you can start our job. Okay, let us go and try to know about how to create the storage account. For this, clearly we are giving click on the link Azure portal and sign in using your Azure username and password. From the Azure portal menu, select all services, then select storage. Suppose here I am saying something called as Azure username and password. How you can get this first? How you can get that one? How you can get that one? So you can follow this ADF single notebook. You can follow, which has list of topics what I'm going to cover. And there are some topics are not listed here. I'm going to cover it those things, but somehow this document is not updated. Okay, so as part of that one, we are going to create here one Azure free account. We are going to create it. We are going to create what? Azure free account. Azure free account creating as two major ways I can say. Two major ways I can say. One is you can use your credit card and you can create our Azure free account. One is using your university mail address. If you have it, that is student mail ID, you have it, you can go and you can use it. Okay. So this will give you some credits. You can go and you can practice it, but make sure you are running whenever really you need it, then run. Otherwise, don't run it. We are going to get limited credits. We are going to get it. Once that credits are completed, again you have to use another person credit card, another person mail ID, another person phone number. One credit card you cannot use twice. Okay. Now, student mail ID also you have to use similar to that one. Okay, credits are very important. You have to run really you required, then only run it. But however, now we have two approaches. We have it to create the free account. One is using your credit card. Second is using your student mail ID. Okay, if you go to the Azure free account, this will guide you how to do the rest of the story. Suppose Azure free account, you are clicking, then you can click on a start free. You can notice here popular services free for 12 months, 55 plus other services free always. Start with how many credits we are getting, how much worth of credits we are getting, how much worth of credits we are getting.
$200.
$200 worth of credits only we are getting. That is the reason I am saying use carefully. You try to use it, and we have the time range is we have to use within the 30 days to use it. Okay, in order to use effectively, run whenever you require. Really run it and make sure you are going to use within 30 days. You are going to use it. Now, next one is available here. One most way of doing is student free account. Most of the people will have one student mail ID, right? So if you have the mail ID, you can able to get this one very easily. In this process, there is no credit card is required. This is interesting. And we are going to get with limit, start with only $100 worth. But this is for 1 year limit we have it. Up to 1 year you can able to consume it. There we have the limit of 30 days. Here we have 1 year limit we have it. Where there might be written it. Uh, yeah. So use your university or school email to sign up and renew each year you are a student. Every year you are going to renew, and this $100 will be 1 year validity will be there. That means within the 1 year, whenever you want to consume, you can able to consume it. Get all popular services free. Okay, and there are what do you mean by free? What are things are coming under that one? Everything you're able to see below. This is the one thing. This is the one thing. This is the one thing like that. You can able to see below. Okay, right. Now let us go and try to observe how to create this one. Okay, yeah, I think I prefer to go with this one as a student free account. I prefer to go because everyone has the mail IDs. You can go with this one. If you don't have it, get one mail ID from your brothers or someone's. Okay, all you required is the mail ID you required. Once you put your mail ID, it's going to send one verification link to the mailbox. Ask them to give the verification link to you. Using that verification link, if you click it, then you can able to create the your sign in. Okay. Now, Azure Free Sandbox. Suppose initially, if you want to work with the storage accounts or basic services you want to work, they also offered one free sandbox. They offered this free sandbox has limited services free, like creating the blobs. It's okay. Creating the Azure SQL databases is okay, and playing around those things it is okay. But working with Azure Databricks or Azure Data Factory or Azure Synapse, this kind of things means that services are not available inside the free sandbox. It is not available. Today, you may use the Azure free sandbox, you may use it. Why? Because Azure free sandbox offers storage accounts, it is going to offer. That is the reason you can use it. If you go to my notes and if you click on this one, it's going to open this exercise, it's going to open. Below this exercise, there is an option called as Activate Sandbox. If you click on the Activate Sandbox, it is going to activate it. And once you review the permissions, you are going to get one sandbox, you are going to get it. Okay, now it's saying as working. It's asking sign into our account. Okay, we have the account, that's okay, accept. So Now, the sandbox has some limitations. Every 4 hours, it is going to be closed. Every 4 hours is going to closed, and in a given day, if I remember correctly, 12 sandboxes you can able to initiate it using your one ID. One ID can able to initiate how many sandboxes? 12 sandboxes you can able to initiate in a given day, and 4 hours is the time duration for one sandbox. Okay. Now it's trying to open. It's trying to open sandbox. Let it open. Now you can notice it's saying a sandbox is activated. Time remaining is how many hours is remaining? 3 hours 59 minutes. That is 4 hours is the active it is. And how many sandboxes you can able to use per day? How many sandboxes you can able to use per day? One of 10 sandboxes for today. One is consumed here. Still we have another 9 are available. You can use it. Okay. So time being till you get the mail ID and create the sign in those all things. You can use this sandbox environment. You can use it to practice the storage accounts, to practice the Azure SQL databases. Those all stuff. Those all stuff. Even I recommend as much as possible use this one until I entered into the Azure Data Factory concepts. Okay, because it is free. We're not going to consume any credits and all. Okay. Now let us go and try to open this one. To open this, go for in the bottom. There is Azure portal is available. Open link in the new tab. It's opening link in the new tab. Now it's opening, and you cannot notice here right side we have the ID. Below the ID, something is mapped here. Microsoft Learn Sandbox. Automatically, the sandbox is tagged with what? Your ID. Automatically, your sandbox is tagged with what? Your ID. Now you can go on, you can use all the services, whatever available, you can use it. Am I clear how to switch on the sandbox and how to map with your ID and open into this portal? Okay. Now I think we are good enough. We are able to open the sandbox. Now we want to think about how to create the storage account. Azure Storage is a Microsoft managed service providing cloud storage that is highly available, and it is secure and durable, scalable, and redundant. Each one has its own story. I can able to speak about this theory. Couple of minutes I can able to speak about it. We are going to do that one while we are creating the storage account. Okay. Now the storage accounts are, you can able to create the data lakes. You can create it Azure files, Azure queues, Azure tables. Those things. We'll see those things. We are opening the Azure portal. Then click on the search bar. Then type the storage accounts. Click on the storage accounts. This is what the portal. Now here, this is what called as search bar. If you observe this window first, this is very important one actually. Whatever service you want it, you need to search here. Suppose tomorrow you want, let's say, data factory, you want it. You want to go for data factory. The moment you type here data factory, you're able to see data factory. You're able to see data factory. Yeah. Now, suppose today you want to go for storage accounts, you want to go. You're able to see storage accounts. Yes. You may want to go for some batch accounts, you want to go down the line. You're able to see batch accounts. Yes. You want to go for something like this, any service you want it, always you have to use the search box, you have to use it. All the services you're going to get it. Or you can see in the bottom, we have the Azure services, most popular services, they'll keep inside this one. If you want to go for more details about this, click on this more services. Then the category wise, they are organized here. You see the left side, these are the all services. Here you can notice the categories. For example, in these categories, in these categories, we are coming here to learn what type of category we falls. We are saying as data engineering, right? Cloud data engineering. We are falling under which category? Can you able to guess it? which category our technology data engineering is falling under?
Storage.
Database and analytics.
Sorry.
Database and analytics.
Okay, so the mainly I can say it is falling under analytics. If you go and try to select this analytics, let us see whatever I written over there, those all things are appearing or not. In the beginning of our course, I said where data factory, I said Databricks, I said Synapse Analytics, this kind of things. Okay, these all things are falling under data engineering, and these things are falls under the category of analytics. Analytics, they will be saying as two roles are available majorly. One role is called as your data engineering role, and second role is called as data analyst role. Okay, so we can say data engineering role. One role is called as what is that? Data engineering role, and second role is available. That role is called as what is this? Data analyst role. People who are working with the Power BI, people who are working with the Power BI or Power Apps, okay, or Power Automate, those all people are called as data analyst basically. Okay, our simple words we can say in the bottom, we can notice one single word is available that is known as Power Platform. We have it. Okay, like that. So what I want to say is now whatever we are trying to learn that is falling under the analytics area, it is falling. In analytics, two roles are available. One is data engineering role, second is data analyst role. We have it. Data analyst role, we have it. Now we want to go for basic components to store something. I want to store maybe your resume or some Python code you want to store it, or you want to store some CSV file, something you want to store it. Then which category you need to go? I want to store something. Then which category I need to go? Any guesses? I want to
Can
store
you repeat
something.
this?
I want to store something means which category I need to go?
Storage.
Yeah,
Storage.
storage. Now we are in the storage now. In the storage, the important thing is we need to go for storage accounts. You have to go. Storage accounts we have to go. Now we are trying to click on these storage accounts. We are clicking. Instead of navigating this much, you can go and you can search here itself. Immediately, you are going to get the storage accounts. We are going to get it. Okay. Now we are trying to click on here storage accounts. Then we are seeing all services under, we are seeing the storage accounts that is creating under the Microsoft Learn Sandbox account using. Your credits are not going to be consumed. If you use Learn Sandbox, your credits are not going to be consumed. I want to create here one storage account. I want to create it. There is an option called as create here. You can go ahead and you can create our account, our storage account. We can create it. I'm trying to click on here create. Now you can notice we're able to see create a storage account screen that has different tabs are available in the top, and each tab has its own information what it is going to do. For example, we are in the basics tab we are, and don't forget to read all the information whatever available here. And if you feel like okay, I want more information, then go and try to read this blog whatever available. Okay, that will give you more information about what you are doing. So first see here, Azure Storage is a Microsoft managed service providing what type of storage? Cloud storage it is going to provide. Inside the cloud, we are storing something that is highly available, secure, durable, scalable, and redundant. Okay, now Azure Storage includes Azure Blobs. Okay, Azure Blobs is the one thing what we are going to use it now. Any file it's going to store in the blob format, it's going to store it. Now, Azure Data Lake Storage, these also are going to create it. It may be Azure files or queues. If you want to go for the messaging system, Kafka messaging system, then you may use the Azure queues kind of thing. Then Azure tables also available. Majorly, we are going to use Azure Blobs and we are going to use Azure Data Lake Storage. We are going to use these are the two major things what we are going to use it. Remaining things are there. You use really if you require. But generally, general practice, most of the people will go with the Azure blobs and Azure data lake storage only. People will be going. Now, project details, we have to provide here what type of subscription we have and what is our resource group we have. Now, default, your Learn Sandbox, whatever available, Microsoft Learn Sandbox has one subscription created for you. That subscription is mapped here. Next, resource group is nothing but collection of resources is called as resource group. Now, whatever resource group we have available, that is also came as part of the sandbox. This came, we did not create it yet. In our companies, we may be creating one resource group for our project, and it is a purely one-time activity. Most of the cases, you may not have permissions to create subscriptions, resource groups, those things. We have the Azure admin resources separately available. That guy is responsible for creating the subscription, creating the resource group, those two things. Okay, these two things, now we got it as part of what? Learn Sandbox activation, we got it. That's what in the basics tab we have it. In the basics tab, all we are doing is we are passing here what is your subscription and what is your resource group we are passing. Then we are going for a second tab called as advanced. In the advanced tab, we are going for security. Who can access this one? Requires secure transfer for REST APIs, operations, blah blah. Mostly, we are not going to touch any of these things. We are not going to touch it. Okay, let it be go with the default whatever available in all the tabs we see. Today, I go with the basics. I will go. The reason I'm not touching remaining things I'm not touching. Let us go and try to say as a click review. Now it's saying as validation failed, required information missing or not valid. Okay, what information is missing? You can go and you can observe here. Basics. Okay, storage account name is something we supposed to provide here. We did not provide a storage account name. That's what it's making the trouble to us. Okay, go back and try to create that one. So in the basics, then below we have something called as storage account name. We need to provide the name of the account. I can go and I can provide here storage account, and we are trying to create a storage account for the 7 a.m. batch. So I'm giving as 7 a.m. I'm saying. Now it's asking about the region where you can store your data. You want to store which region of the uh, country, sorry, world you want to store it. You may store in the US Central US, US East US, East US 2 second data center they may have within the East US itself. Two data centers are there. Okay. Similarly, in the West US 2, West US 3, something like that. Suppose if you want to store somewhere in the Asia, you can able to select here Asia first pick wherever you want it. Basically, we have to choose this one, whichever is near to your location. You can choose that. That is the best way of doing it always. Ideally speaking, whatever you want, you can select it. But generally, people will be selecting nearest place to your customer location. We are going to select it. Okay, default is came east to US. I'm keeping that as it is. Now performance.
Sir, your voice is little bit slow, sir. Like, can you increase it? Like, I don't know. From my end, I tried. Is it same for everybody else, or I don't know?
Yeah, everyone is able to hear clearly.
Yeah, clear, sir.
It's clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we can see here performance. We have it. The performance means we have something standard recommended for most scenarios, general purpose V2 account. Okay. Now premium recommended for scenarios that requires low latency. Latency means giving the information is what latency. Now generally we won't go for the premium. Standard whatever available, there is a default one, we'll go with that. Now this is something important. We have to go redundancy. Why? Because we are using here free accounts we are using. Because of the free accounts, you can notice one of the point here. Okay, Azure Blob Storage, 5 GB local redundant storage, LRS, hot black with 20,000 read and 10,000 write operations. What type of thing it's saying here? LRS. LRS stands for local redundant storage. So we have here different types of storages. We have it like LRS, GRS, ZRS, GZRS, and all. What is the meaning of that one? You can notice here itself. Lowest cost option with basic protection against server rack and drive failures. Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Right now.
Yeah. So some reason internet is fluctuated. Okay. Now you see here LRS. LRS is the cheapest one. We have to use it, and what it is going to do exactly. If you observe carefully here, it's talking about the servers and racks. Okay, LRS means locally. Locally means within the same region. Suppose you selected here what region you selected, East US you selected. Okay, East US is, for example, assume like it's a one building. It is a one building. Inside the building, we have so many CPUs are available. So many CPUs are available. Minimum, whatever file is given here, whatever file you're storing, they're going to store the same file here, the same file here also, the same file here also, they're going to store it. Because of that one, some reason this CPU is failure, the same building, the CPU is failure, still I can able to get the data from other two CPUs, I can able to get it. That's what the meaning of local redundancy. But this entire building is available inside the East US only. It's available. All your three copies are available inside our one building only. It's available. Now, if you go for the geo redundant GRS, if you go, what is happening? Intermediate option with failover capabilities in a secondary region. What is this? They're going to keep inside where secondary region. They're going to keep it. That means we may have now two buildings in two separate regions. So this is the one building and this is the one building, you may have it. Okay, it is in the separate region. Let us assume like this is available in East US and this is available, let us say another one is available, let us say West US, suppose, for example, West US, suppose. Now they kept here some files, they kept here, let's say here one CPU they taken and here one CPU they taken. Okay, now let us take here three copies. They're going to keep it generally. They kept here one copy. They kept here one copy. They kept here one copy. Some reason something is happened. This total building is not available. Some reason this total building is not available. Some fire accident is happened. Because of that one, total building is not available. All network is not available. Still, I can able to work out my things because I have the data in another building called as West US, right? So that's what the geo-redundant storage. Now, next to this one, powerful one we have here, zone redundant storage, we have it. Zone redundant storage. Intermediate option with protection against data center level failures. Recommended for high availability scenarios. Compared to this one, this is more uh, benefit one. If I combine these two things, GRS as well as ZRS, both if I combine, then we are going to get the geo zone redundant storage. This is more powerful. Optimal data protection solution that includes the offerings of both GRS as well as ZRS recommended for critical data scenarios. Critical data that is very, 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 very important. Then that moment we'll go for this one. As I see in the projects, most of the people will go with the GRS only will go. In our training room, which one I recommend? In our training room, we are okay with the LRS. Please go with the LRS. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. This doesn't have any redundancy, right? Like if something is went down, we don't have any backup for this storage.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's okay. It is training room. It's okay.
Like for now, training room it's okay, but in real time we
Yeah.
don't use this.
Real time
LRS,
we want
right?
to use this. We'll use minimum this one. We'll use it. Minimum this one.
Geo. Okay. Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Minimum we are going to use GRS in the real time.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we are trying to go for here local redundant storage. LRS we are going to take it. I think we are good. We need to provide inputs is only one is called as storage account name, and we have to select the region which is near to you, and then we have to go for redundancy. We have to select here. We selected. And if you want to know more information about what you mean by region, how many places Microsoft has a data centers, those all information you're able to get it using. Uh, I think this here we have the information. Here we have it. Okay, just you can go and you can Google also. We'll get the different regions where it's available. Okay, each year itself we are seeing the big list. We are seeing it, but each one more details you want it. More details you want. Simply they are saying here. For instance, US East US they are saying it, but in the East US itself, we have so many states, and in the state so many places, right? Which place exactly it is there? If you want more information, you can able to get that one using their own help document. You can able to get it. Okay, it is simply I can say it's one building. In that building, they set up all the servers. That's it. Now, let us go for here. Click on the review. We are trying to click on the review. Now this time it's saying as running final validation. Looks like it is it has no issues. That's the reason it's not throwing any error, and it's saying as create option is enabled for you. If any issues are available, you want to get here create option, you want to get it. Okay, then we have to fix those errors, whatever available first, we have to fix it, then you have to come back. Previously it's throwing the error, then we went back and we given the storage account name, and we selected the standard method, and we selected the LRS method we selected. Then click on here, create. Then it's going to start deploying your storage account. Now you can notice here initializing deployment, submitting the deployment template for the resource group. Now storage account we have it. So deployment is in progress. Okay, under the subscription is this is subscription, resource group is this is the resource group. Okay, now you can notice in the bottom resource and type of the resource and status
So we are
and
not able
orchestration.
to see your screen.
Why?
We are
Everyone
able to
able?
see you.
We can see,
No,
sir.
no, no. I'm able to see. Yeah, I'm able to see.
Sir, how did you get to this screen? I just didn't get it. Like before, we were
No,
in a page,
automatic.
then it got
The
disappeared. Yeah.
yeah, the moment you click on the create, right? The moment
Okay.
you click on the create, then automatically this page you are going to get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and it's saying as your deployment is complete, and if you want to go to your resource directly, click on this go to resource. Or you can go to the again all services. You can go in the all services. You can see the storage account from there. Also, you can able to navigate it. If you click on the storage account, now we can see two storage accounts. We are seeing it. This is you did not created the this one. This is Cloud Shell. It's there already. Okay, we did not create it. And this is the one what we created. Okay, this is our storage account what we created.
So these steps are same like the one we created in Azure account, right? Like in the starting of the classes.
Yep, yep. Everything is documented. Everything is as it is. Whatever steps we have here, same steps we need to follow. I given the subscription resource group something like that. Maybe these names and all we have to change it as per our things, but otherwise we have to follow same thing. We need to follow the standard, then LRS, then click on here, enable hierarchical namespace, then click on review, click on create. That is going to create the your storage account. Okay, now you understand here how to create the storage account. Okay, now if you click on the storage account, I am trying to click on here storage account. Now you can notice in the bottom you see different things, like we have something called as here, I'm minimizing this one, something called as here blob service, then file service, then queue service, table service, and security networking, like the different things are available. Now we see here something called as blob service, and there one of the important option is available called as hierarchical namespace. When we are creating this one, we disabled it. If you enable this one instead of the blob service, you're going to see the data lake service. You're going to see it. Data lake has two generation 1 and generation 2. Generation 2 is the right now what we are using, that we are going to get it. Okay, I'll talk about that one in the next activity. You are going to talk about it. Okay, tomorrow we can discuss from here. Today, what is our understanding? If you go and try to observe, today we understand we have the cloud data engineering. We have three types of clouds majorly. One is Azure cloud, second is AWS, third is GCP. That is the first learning what we did. Second, within the Azure, what we are going to know? We are going to know basics of Azure, ADF, then all the big data stack, then Azure Synops, as well as Azure Databricks. We are going to know about it. Once you complete these 10 skills, you are qualified as a Azure Cloud Data Engineer. You are qualified. Am I clear? Okay, I think one more thing is I missed here. Where is Spark? Okay, I missed one thing, sorry. Spark, I missed it. Okay, Spark, or I can say PySpark. Okay, one of the important thing is missed out. Okay, Spark or PySpark, I missed it. Okay, anyhow, these are the 11 things what you are going to know about it. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Please go through it, and this all the videos you are going to see in my website. You are going to see it. I'm going to share that URL and everything in the WhatsApp groups. I'm going to share it. Thank you. Bye bye.
Sir,
Awesome.
is today's class continuation of daily's class only, or it's just new for
Fresh batch it is.
for
So
the next class?
It's a
I
fresh
think
batch.
we have a few more classes, right, sir, for this batch, or like this 8:30.
Interview questions I started, but I have one class is pending, but I did not do that as this schedule is already announced. So I wait for this. The interview
Okay.
questions you can prepare your one.
Yeah.
So do we have training for AWS too, or only for Azure?